The examination room on Earth's joint alien-human research base smelled like antiseptic and something faintly metallic. Dr. Varel, a tall, willowy alien woman from the Threxian species, adjusted her shimmering white gloves with precision. Her skin had a soft, blue-silver hue, almost glowing under the sterilized lights. Her long, spiral-like hair swayed behind her, and her large violet eyes blinked once, slowly, as she studied the human before her. "Hold still, please," she said with a calm but curious tone. The human man, lying shirtless on the padded table, raised a brow. "I'm literally not moving, Doc. Your heart rate suggests otherwise, Taven." Taven grinned. "Well, I'm a little nervous. You're poking me with weird tools and staring at me like I'm some kind of puzzle." Dr. Varel tilted her head slightly, her brows arching. "That is because you are a puzzle. A fascinating one. Humans, you all defy our records. Your biology is chaotic." Taven chuckled. "Yeah, well, we specialize in unpredictability." The reason Taven was here wasn't just for laughs. He had volunteered for a new kind of interspecies study, meant to test the effects of Threxian healing radiation on human physiology. The procedure was supposed to stimulate cellular repair and possibly extend human lifespan. Only something was off. Dr. Varel glanced down at the glowing tablet in her hand, her expression growing tight. "What's wrong?" Taven asked, noting the way her grip tightened around her device. She didn't respond immediately. Instead, she raised a scanning wand and hovered it over his chest again. A strange hum filled the room. Her eyes widened. "No, this cannot be," she whispered. "Okay. Now you're making me nervous," Taven said, sitting up slightly. "What's going on?" Varel stepped back, swallowing hard. "It's growing. The glandular tissue beneath your sternum. It's not supposed to respond like this. My data predicted minor cell division. Instead, the tissue is expanding, evolving rapidly. Wait, growing like cancer? No, not harmful," she said quickly. "It's something else, a new organ perhaps, or a mutation caused by the radiation. But it's not just growing, it's pulsing. Generating energy." Taven blinked. "So I'm, becoming superhuman?" Varel didn't answer. She looked at him with awe, and maybe just a bit of fear. This may be the beginning of a new biological stage, or a disaster. "I must run more scans," he shrugged. "Well, at least you didn't say you're dying." Varel gave him a flat look. "That is still an option." Taven laughed despite himself. "You've got such a comforting bedside manner." The alien doctor turned away to input data, but she found herself distracted. It wasn't just the anomaly that stirred her, it was him. Taven was not like the other humans she had worked with. There was a warmth in his tone, a spark in his eyes that tugged at something deep within her. Something she wasn't supposed to feel. She shook her head, pushing the thought away. "This will require daily monitoring," she finally said. "And close contact." Taven smirked. "You trying to tell me I need to move in?" Varel didn't laugh, but her cheeks flushed a pale purple. "You will stay in the bio-containment quarters. I will supervise your condition there. And if it keeps growing, then I will take further steps." Taven leaned back, hands behind his head, playful as ever. "Well, Doc, I guess you're stuck with me." Dr. Varel didn't respond, but her eyes lingered on his form a bit longer than necessary. This human, he was dangerous. Not just because of what was growing inside him, but because he made her heart race in a way she couldn't explain. Taven sat cross-legged on the cot in the bio-containment quarters, trying to get comfortable. The walls were smooth and white, lit with a soft ambient glow. No windows, no distractions, just silence, except for the occasional hum of the air. Filter system. It felt like a very fancy prison cell, minus the toilet wine. Dr. Varel entered the room quietly, her presence graceful as always. She carried a tray with vials, instruments, and something that looked like a glowing cube. Her expression was unreadable, but her eyes, those deep violet eyes, kept darting toward him more often than necessary. "Vitals first," she said, her voice calm but clipped. Taven held out his arm, and she clipped a sensor onto his wrist. Her fingers brushed his skin, cool and soft, but he felt a strange warmth rise through him. "I'm not going to grow a second head or anything, am I?" he joked. She didn't laugh. "At this point, I can't rule anything out." "That's not very comforting. I am not trying to comfort you." But she was lying, and they both knew it. Taven watched her as she worked, so careful, so focused. She was beautiful in an otherworldly way, elegant, poised, with movements that felt like they belonged in water, not air. But there was also something fragile about her, as if she was carrying a weight no one else could see. "You don't trust me?" he said suddenly. Varel blinked, pausing mid-scan. "What makes you say that? You treat me like a science experiment. I mean, I am one, technically. But still, I can feel it. You're always tense around me." She didn't look up. "You are the first subject to react this way. I must be cautious." He leaned closer. "Or maybe you're not used to humans looking at you the way I do." Now she looked at him. Really looked. Her lips parted slightly, but no sound came out for a moment. Finally, she whispered, "You look at me as if I'm more than data." "Because you are." Varel stood abruptly, backing away a step. "This is not appropriate, but it's real," Taven said gently. "You feel it too. Don't pretend you don't." She stared at the floor, fingers clenched tightly around her scanner. For a moment, her usual calm slipped, and he saw something, raw in her expression, fear maybe, or longing. Then her device beeped. She turned it toward him, brows furrowed. The anomaly, it's changed shape. The mass has developed tendrils, tiny filaments branching out into nearby muscle tissue. Taven blinked. "That sounds bad." "No, not necessarily," she said slowly. "It's not damaging anything. In fact, it appears to be strengthening your body. Your cardiac output just increased by 17%, and your reflex response is sharper than any baseline human I've ever seen." He grinned. "So I'm getting better? Super muscles, faster reflexes. Are you sure I'm not turning into a superhero?" "I cannot explain it." Her voice trembled just slightly. "But there's something else." She reached for the glowing cube on the tray and placed it near his chest. The light pulsed faster, as if reacting to his presence. "Energy output from your body has increased. It's drawing power from your own cells and giving it back in another form." He tilted his head. "Like a generator. Or a beacon," she said, voice barely above a whisper. "What does that mean?" She looked up, her eyes locking with his. "It means something, or someone, might be watching, or waiting." A heavy silence fell between them. Taven swallowed hard. "You mean I could be transmitting something?" "I don't know," she admitted, her voice shaky, "but I can't deny the possibility." He tried to process it, but then noticed her hands. They were trembling. "Hey," he said softly, reaching out. "You okay?" "I'm not supposed to feel anything for a subject," she whispered, stepping. Back again, but not fast enough. Taven gently caught her hand. "Well, I'm not just a subject anymore." For a moment, her fingers tightened around his. Her skin was cool, but her pulse. He could feel it racing. She looked away, breath unsteady. "You confuse me, Taven." Maybe that's what humans do best. Neither of them spoke for a while. The air between them was thick with something new, something charged and electric. Finally, Varel said, "Tomorrow, We increase the scan. Range. I need to see how far this is going. Taven nodded. I'll be ready. She turned to leave but paused at the door. And, Taven? Yeah? Her voice softened. Try not to grow anything else overnight. He laughed, light and warm. No promises, Doc. But long after she left, Taven sat there, staring at the pulsing glow in his chest, and wondered just what the hell he was becoming. The next morning arrived quietly, with only the soft hum of the base systems and a faint golden glow from the artificial lights above. Taven was already awake, sitting on the edge of his cot. He stared at his hands, flexing his fingers slowly, feeling the odd charge running beneath his skin like tiny sparks. He didn't feel sick. On the contrary, he felt stronger, sharper. Every sound, every breath, every movement around him felt clearer than before. His body felt alive in a way he had never known. The door hissed open, and Dr. Varel entered, her expression unreadable, but her steps quicker than usual. She carried a sleek new scanner and a portable holopad, both glowing softly in her arms. Her eyes flicked. To him immediately. You look different, she said slowly. Taven shrugged. Felt like I ran a marathon in my sleep. I've got energy to spare. She nodded, already scanning. The device clicked and whirred as it hovered over his body. Her brow furrowed more with each passing second. The anomaly has spread, she murmured. Up into your neck and partially down your spine. Still no tissue rejection, no immune response. Your body isn't fighting it, it's adapting. Taven raised a brow. Is that good? I don't know, she admitted, voice soft. Nothing about this makes sense. He chuckled. That's becoming our theme. Dr. Varel sat beside him with a slow breath, setting down her equipment. Do you feel anything unusual besides the energy? He hesitated, then nodded. It's like I can hear things, tiny things, the rhythm of machines, even your heartbeat maybe. She stiffened. You can hear my heartbeat? He looked at her, smiled, teasing, but eyes sincere. It's faster than yesterday. She turned away, visibly flustered. That's irrelevant. Is it? She didn't respond, instead tapping something quickly on her tablet. Taven reached out and gently touched her wrist, and she froze. Varel, he said softly, you can pretend I'm just a subject. I can't. Her eyes met his, and this time, she didn't pull away. You don't understand. Threxian doctors, our roles are sacred. We don't feel things for the people we treat. But you do, he whispered. Her hand trembled beneath his. I didn't want to, she admitted. But I see how you laugh even when you're scared. I see how you look at me without judgment, without fear. Humans are supposed to be chaotic. But you're kind. Taven leaned closer. You make me feel calm, even with all this weirdness going on in my body. I should be terrified, but when you're near, I'm not. She swallowed hard. We're crossing a line. Maybe, he said, brushing his thumb across her knuckles. But maybe that's how discoveries are made. Their eyes locked, and for a moment, neither of them moved. The tension in the room was thick, fragile and warm and filled with something both of them were afraid to name. Suddenly, the scanner on the table beeped, sharply. Varel broke the contact and turned toward it. Her face paled as she looked at the readout. It's accelerating again, she whispered. Taven stood. What's happening? She pointed to the projection. It's generating an energy spike, 10 times higher than before. That's not just biological, that's environmental. You mean it's affecting the world around me? She nodded. And there's more. A signal is being emitted. I traced it. It's not just going into the air. It's reaching space. Taven's mouth went dry. What kind of signal? I don't know, but it's encoded in a pattern we've never seen before. He took a step back, heartbeat rising. Are you saying someone or something might answer? Yes, she said, looking up at him. And I fear they already have. Taven's skin prickled. Just then, a low rumble echoed through the room. The lights flickered. The floor vibrated beneath their feet. What was that? He asked. Virel stood, eyes wide. A ship, entering the atmosphere. Unauthorized. Coming here? I believe so. Taven's chest glowed faintly now, the pulsing light stronger than ever. He met her gaze. Did I call them? She didn't answer. But in her silence, they both knew the truth. Something was coming, and it was coming for him. The base shook again, more violently this time. Emergency lights blinked red along the ceiling as an automated voice echoed through the corridors. Warning, unauthorized vessel approaching. All personnel report to emergency stations. Taven and Dr. Virel stood frozen for a heartbeat, staring at each other. Then Virel moved, fast. We have to get you out of containment, now. Wait, shouldn't I stay in here? Isn't this the safest place? Taven asked, grabbing his shirt and pulling it on. She shook her head, eyes blazing with urgency. No. If they're coming for the signal, this will be the first place they check. You're not a test subject anymore. You're a target. That sent a chill through his spine. How do you know they're not friendly? She didn't answer right away. She just opened a secure compartment and pulled out a small device, fitting it around his wrist. This is a cloaking band, she said. It'll mask your biological signal for a short time, but it won't hide the energy inside you if it surges again. Taven looked down at the faint glow now pulsing beneath his shirt. Yeah, I don't think I can turn this off. No, she said quietly. Which means we have to move quickly. They exited into the corridor, which was already chaotic. Alien researchers, human engineers, and security droids rushed in all directions. Taven felt eyes following him. Some curious, others suspicious. And the closer Virel stayed to him, the more protective she became, stepping between him and anyone who slowed down to ask questions. Where are we going? He asked. There's a lower-level vault, she said. Shielded. I used to run. Simulations there. No one will think to check it immediately. And after that, she hesitated. We wait, and I figure out how to stop this, or control it. They turned a corner and slipped into a quiet side passage. The sirens were duller here. Taven stopped her, placing a hand on her arm. Virel, tell me the truth. Do you think this, whatever's happening to me, is alien tech? She looked at him, her face softer now. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel artificial. It's growing with you, not forcing change, guiding it. So I'm evolving? Possibly. Or being prepared for something. Her voice dropped. Maybe even claimed. That word sent a jolt through him. Claimed? Some species use symbiotic systems to mark or bond with hosts. But this is more advanced. And whatever contacted you, it knew you were the right one. He ran a hand through his hair, trying to steady himself. Why me? I've been asking myself that since the first time I saw you. She murmured. He blinked. What? Virel stepped closer, and for the first time, her walls cracked just enough to show the emotion behind them. You joke, you smile, even when everything is falling apart. You see me, not just my title or my data. That's rare, even among my own people. He stared at her, heart thudding faster. You feel something too, don't you? She didn't speak. She just reached up and brushed her fingers against the faint glow beneath his shirt. This part of you is changing, she whispered. But the part I care about hasn't. Taven took her hand in his. Then stay close. Whatever's coming, I don't want to face it without you. Suddenly, the hallway lights snapped off. Complete darkness. Then, a deep, vibrating hum filled the air. A sound that made Taven's teeth rattle. The kind of sound that didn't just echo, it reached inside. Varel's hand gripped his tighter. They've landed. They're here. Pale blue glow lit up the hallway ahead. A strange, flickering shape hovered in the air, neither fully solid nor entirely light. Taven's chest flared in response, the glow beneath his skin matching the intruding light exactly. "They're tracking you through the energy," Varel hissed. The glowing shape floated closer, its surface rippling like water. Taven took a step forward instinctively. "Taven, no!" she said sharply, but he was already moving. Something inside him, something deep, was pulling him forward. The shape paused, hovering inches from him. Then it pulsed once. A voice, not heard, but felt, echoed in his mind. "You are the one. You are the chosen vessel," Taven gasped, stumbling back. "What the hell was that?" Varel stepped between him and the shape, her body trembling. "No more. You can't have him." The shape flickered. "He is already becoming. There is no stopping it." And then, just as quickly, it vanished. The hallway returned to silence. Taven fell to his knees, chest heaving. The glow in his chest faded slightly, but the sensation it left behind was permanent. He wasn't just human anymore, and someone or something had plans for him. The silence left behind by the glowing entity was louder than the alarms had ever been. Taven sat on the floor, back against the wall, heart pounding. The glow in his chest dimmed, but he could still feel it, like a second heartbeat. A slow, steady thrum that wasn't entirely his. Across from him, Varel crouched, scanning him again with shaking hands. Her expression had changed, not just worried now, but afraid. Not of him, though, of what was coming next. "They called you a vessel," she said quietly, her voice just above a whisper. "That means this wasn't random. This energy inside, you, the growth, it's all part of some design." Taven rubbed his temples. "Design for what? What do they want with me?" She shook her head. "I don't think it's about what they want. I think it's what they're preparing for." He looked at her. "You mean like a weapon?" "No," she said, her tone softening. "Not a weapon. A bridge." Taven blinked. "A bridge? You're becoming something that exists between human and alien. Not just in biology, but in thought, in presence. That entity wasn't here to attack you. It was checking your progress, like a gardener inspecting a plant it left behind." He frowned. "So what, I'm their pet project?" Varel's gaze held his. "No, you're their hope. Maybe even ours, too." Her words hung in the air like a delicate thread, fragile and important. The hum of power returned to the hallways as the emergency systems reactivated. But neither of them moved right away. Eventually, Taven stood, walking over to her. "Varel, everything is different now. My body, my mind. This energy inside me. I can feel it changing how I see things, how I feel things." She stood too, and for once she didn't hide the softness in her eyes. "Are you afraid of what you're becoming?" "Yes," he admitted. "But not as much as I'm afraid of facing it alone." A pause. Then she reached out, brushing her white fingers across his cheek gently. "You're not alone." Taven leaned into her touch. "You're risking everything being with me like this. Your job, your name." "I don't care," she whispered. "I care about you. Taven, you're more than a subject. You're a man with a stubborn heart and a foolish grin who somehow made me believe again. I thought my work defined me. But now, being with you, watching you grow, I realize I've been hiding behind logic because I was afraid to feel." He gently pulled her into a hug, one hand resting behind her head. She melted into him, and the glow from his chest warmed between them. Then the lights flickered again. A soft, calm tone rang through the base. "Attention! Incoming transmission. Designation, unknown. They pulled apart, staring at the comm panel. Varel rushed over and activated it. The screen flickered, then showed a face neither of them recognized. Smooth features, shimmering violet skin, and eyes that seemed to glow like stars. Greetings, Vessel Taven. We have observed your evolution. You are nearly complete. Taven stepped forward. What do you mean, complete? What's happening? To me? You are being aligned. Your presence will soon allow communication between our kind and yours. You are the first of many bridges to come. Varel narrowed her eyes. And if we refuse? You cannot refuse what has already begun. But you may choose to embrace it. Taven looked at the being. What if I agree? What happens next? The alien smiled gently. Then you become not only a bridge, but a beacon. And in time, others like you will awaken. The screen faded. Taven turned to Varel, his voice low. Do you think this is real, or just manipulation? She shook her head. I think it's both. But I also think they didn't expect you to grow emotionally. That connection, that love, wasn't in their calculations. He raised a brow. You're saying love is the variable they didn't predict? She smiled, taking his hand. Exactly. He squeezed her fingers, a slow grin forming. Then let's give them something unexpected. That night, under the soft lights of the research base, they stood together on the observation deck. The stars glittered like secrets, waiting to be told. Taven leaned on the railing, the glow in his chest steady and calm now. Varel stood beside him, her head resting against his shoulder. Neither of them spoke. They didn't need to. Whatever future was coming, alien contact, change, evolution, they would face it together. And maybe, just maybe, humanity's greatest strength wasn't its science or its defiance. Maybe it was the heart that refused to stop caring, even when the stars began to whisper back.